shall be nattering about pirate carts and bootlegs on the Nintendo. We're going to be looking at the differences between knockoffs and authentic cartridges. Let us begin.
So here on the left we have a Zelda bootleg. On the right we have an authentic Final Fantasy adventure. Now, as you can see with bootlegs, they're almost always a lower quality picture, and they're always kind of blurry. They peel up very easily because of a low quality adhesive, and either have misinformation or are missing parts altogether. For example, this bootleg does not have the Nintendo seal of quality, or even which way to insert the game. Alright, not much to say about the back, but just look at the differences in the circuit boards. Nintendo's are much cleaner, and the bootleg has sloppy soldering. Here we got Game Boy Color. This one has some very obvious signs to tell if it's a bootleg. We have Super Mario 4, which looks like a port of Mario 64, which never happened on the Game Boy Color. It says Game at the top, where the original Game Boy Color games say Game Boy Color. The bootleg has very little weight to it and feels very cheap. Other than that, the cartridge looks pretty good until you open it up. The bootleg looks terrible compared to an authentic cart. On to Game Boy Advance. Now, Nintendo usually doesn't make multi-carts, but they have, so here's some other differences. With the bootleg, again, the plastic feels very cheap. On the label it says it's for Game Boy Advanced SP only, but it works in my regular GBA, my Game Boy Micro, my Game Boy Player. The circuit board itself looks pretty good, except for it's got a huge battery on it. Now, I haven't seen a coin battery on an official Game Boy Advance game, because they generally use flash memory saves and don't depend on a battery anymore. Alright, and lastly we're going to compare the regular Nintendo bootlegs versus the authentic. Now on the left we have a bootleg, it's called Game Cartridge International Edition, and on the right is Mario Duck Hunt. Now on the left you'll notice that it's almost like it's two boards soldered together. On the right it's just a single cart. So here's another example. On the left we have a 52-in-1 NES cart. On the right we have Super Mario Bros. 3. Now the thing that I found interesting with all my NES bootlegs and pirate carts is that it's always two boards together. Now what that is the top board is always a Famicom cart, the bottom one is a 72-pin connector. Now a few people have been asking me to review this cartridge, which is really cool. It's a Famicom cart, even though it doesn't say Nintendo or Famicom or anything. It just says JXTV game cartridge. So I'll show you quickly what this one looks like, with Cage, Monster in My Pocket, Street Fighter, and Summer Carnival.
hope you've all learned your lessons on bootlegs. Just because it says Pokemon on the cartridge doesn't mean you can play Pokemon on the cartridge. I'd like to give a shout out to Stupid Examples for letting me use all his glorious epic music. Check out his channel, there will be a link below. Until next time, this is nogrules.